to be filming for you this gorgeous, really deep eye makeup look with a nude lip. This is not something I do very often because I tend to wear a really deep, dark eye with a bold red lip. But I wanted to go a little bit out of my comfort zone, do something different. I used two of the BH Cosmetics pigments to create this look, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous eye look for me. This is not something I normally do. So I'm really excited about the way it turned out, and I really hope you guys enjoy this video. So if you would like to see how I achieve this look, just keep on watching. Alright, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not totally sure if this is going to turn out like terrible or beautiful, but so I'm going to start out with my Painterly paint pot, and this is just going to kind of act as my initial base, and it's also going to conceal my eyelids. Even though we're going to be using mostly black today on the eyelids, I still like to conceal them because I feel like the blue veininess of my eyelids kind of just ruins the makeup look sometimes. So I do really like to use like the paint pot and just kind of blank out those eyelids. So then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set the eyelid base with a black eyeshadow, and I'm going to use the one from the Smashbox Full Exposure palette. This is my like favorite matte palette. It's got all matte shades on the bottom here. These are shimmers, don't love those, but these are great matte shades. I'm just going to use the black on the end here to set the eyeshadow, which may seem weird, but we're using black sparkles, so, or set the base, not the eyeshadow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this completely in the lower lid area, the area that actually covers the eyeball, and go in the moon shape like this, and not bring it up any further than that. I'm just going to do the whole thing though, and I'm not going to do a very heavy black. I'm not going to try to get it totally black right now because I do want to work on the crease a little bit before I add my sparkles. And then I particularly like to make sure that I do concentrate quite a bit at the roots of the lashes on the upper lid, because it always looks super strange if you miss a part in there. We will be lining the upper eyelid or the upper waterline, but still like to get that in at the roots there. It's actually a really pretty black in this palette. It's almost a little bit shimmery, which I really like, so kind of excited about that. So now before I do anything with the sparkles, I'm going to be going in the palette here, and I'm going to use this kind of mid-tone browny gray. It's kind of like a taupe, I guess. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to apply that on a kind of dense brush. As you guys know, I use this all the time for my crease, and this is the e.l.f. Professional Blending Eye Brush. It's like a round shaped dome brush. I'm going to dip that in here, and I'm going to actually be going in the crease with this and defining a crease. So if you do not have hooded eyes, you'll actually just completely concentrate this in your crease. But I do have hooded eyes, so those of us who do, actually just bring it up a little bit on the actual hood here, because we're going to create our faux crease there. So it looks like we have a little bit more depth than we actually do. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with another kind of flat shader brush. I'm just going to use this one here, which is a, oh, this is not named. I got this free in an Ulta bag. I'm just going to use this and go into this bone color here and use this as my brow bone highlight and as the color that's going to kind of mix that crease shade. Going to kind of diffuse the end of the crease shade. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the pigments today. And I am using two different pigments. One is, well, they're both from BH Cosmetics. And this one is just a black pigment. It has no sparkle in it at all. It's called Loverboy. And what's great about it is though, is it's super, super dark. So it's gonna be great for making this like a true deep black. And then this one here is in Party Hop. And this is a gorgeous kind of silvery purple pigment. On camera it looks really, really blue right now, but it's It's a purplish, I guess it's a purplish, bluish, grayish type of pigment. It's really, really neat looking, and we're gonna be concentrating that mostly on the inside portion here and all the black on the edge. So I'm just gonna dip into these. They come in really cool containers. You just screw the cap off and then you lightly tap out some into the cap. It's got the like little holes in there so you can tap out the pigment onto the cap and just work from in the cap. So I'm just gonna take a flat brush, the same one that I used to pack the black on my eyelid, I'm going to use for the black pigment, and then I'm going to use a different one for the other pigment. So first I'm taking this black pigment on the flat brush, and I'm going to be concentrating it right here on the outside corner of the eye. And as you can see, it's so much deeper than the other one. I'm going to zoom you into just my eyes. As you can see, this color is so much deeper than the original black that I put down. And I'm going to take this a little bit further than halfway. I'm going to leave a very small space to put the other color. You need very little of this pigment, which is awesome. And I forgot to mention before, it's best not to conceal your under eyes before you do this. I haven't yet because there's going to be this fallout. And then make sure you're concentrating it into the roots of the lashes. And that's all we really need to do with the black pigment. So I've got a little mess there. I am going to clean it up with a makeup wipe eventually. I'll just clear away some right now. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the other shade, and I'm going to be using an e.l.f. smudge brush, which is one of these like flat top shader brushes like I use for the other stuff. I'm actually going to spray it with my Smashbox Primer Water Spray. Just going to spray it, get it a little bit damp. And that'll be really great for picking up the pigment and also for intensifying it. When you get pigments wet, they get more intense, which makes them really, really pretty. So I've just got some in my cap here, and I'm gonna go in with the brush. And as you can see, I am taking it over quite a bit of the black to about midway there, just so it gets a little bit more intense towards the center and it's lighter out here. And when it's wet, it also does not take anywhere near as long to get on the eyelid to as intense as you want it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So now we're gonna clean up. So I'm gonna grab a makeup wipe and clean up this mess underneath my eyes. This does not have terrible fallout, quite honestly, compared to some. And then I'm gonna go in and do my concealing, and I'm just gonna use my Physicians Formula concealer stick that I use pretty much all the time. And then I just wanted to zoom back out a little bit so you can see what else I'm doing here. So now I've concealed my under eyes, and I'm just gonna go into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I'm just gonna set the under eye area with a mix of these two colors here, the pinky and the yellow one. And then I'm gonna go in with my Rimmel Scandalized pencil, and I'm going to be lining my upper and bottom waterlines. And then I'm going to take the opposite end of this Smashbox brush that comes with the Smashbox palette that I use. It's kind of a angled looking brush. I'm just going to dip that actually in the black that comes with the Smashbox palette that I was using. I'm going to dip that right in there. And I'm going to be putting this inside the bottom roots of my lashes. So now I'm going to go into my MAC Press Pigment in Vanilla, and I'm just gonna get a little bit on a small kind of shader brush. This is a real small one from Ulta. It's an eyeshadow brush. It looks like this, real tiny type of shader brush. Just gonna dip it in there and put this on the inner corner of my eye around the tear duct. All right, so now I'm gonna go in and curl those eyelashes. And then I'm gonna coat my lashes with this Smashbox Full Exposure Mascara. This is just a sample size. I really like the fact that it gives me some voluminous type lashes. And because I don't usually ever wear falsies, this is the type of stuff that I like to use. I love my CoverGirl Super Sizer Mascara, but I'm not gonna use that today because I feel like I use it all the time. So we'll go with this one. Okay, so now I forgot to do this earlier, so I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna use the same vanilla pigment that I used on the inner corner of the eyes, and I'm gonna use that underneath my brow bone just to highlight that a little bit. I'm gonna use the same brush that I did before, just dip some in there, and then apply it right under the brow. And it gives us gorgeous, gorgeous highlight. Now I'm gonna move on to the rest of the face. So first thing I'm gonna do is I want to keep this relatively neutral the rest of the face because the eyes are so bold and I absolutely love them. I'm gonna go with a nude blush, and this is the Clinique Cheek Pop in Nude Pop. And I'm just gonna apply this with a fluffy brush. I like to use my Real Techniques buffing brush for this. And because it's a more nudie kind of tan color, I do like to take it more upwards towards the top of my cheekbones, up in this area. And then I'm going to go in with my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. This one's in Moonstone, and I'm going to highlight the tops of my cheeks and all the areas that I would normally put highlight. I always pretty much use my Real Techniques contour brush for this. And it just gives the most beautiful highlight. I love this highlighter. And then the last step is going to be lips, and I'm going to be using a matte Rimmel Show Off lipstick. And this is a totally nude, blank out the lips kind of color. This one is in Apollo number 602, completely nude color. So just do whatever you prefer, but this is the completed look. I really hope you guys like this. I will link down in the info box my BH Cosmetics haul where I got these BH Cosmetics pigments. If you want to check those out, they're super cheap. Everything on their website is super cheap. I talk about them all the time. You've probably heard it a ton and are sick of it, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this look. I put out new videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.